The number one trait of toxic people. Okay, I guarantee every toxic person that you've ever had in your life has had this trait, this number one trait, which I'm about to tell you, right? And that number one trait is ingratitude, right? Just being ungrateful for anything you have ever done for them, right? And you've probably done some stuff for them, right? You probably backed them up when nobody else was there for them. You probably loaned them some money when nobody else was willing to loan them money. You probably sat there and listened to their insane stories about their ex or some crazy situation they were going through when nobody else would, right? You were there for this person. You thought they were your friend, or you thought they were your brother or your family member, or your best buddy, right? Your BFF. You thought that you guys had each other's back. And comes to find that, hey, this guy is talking smack behind my back. This guy is backstabbing me. This guy is like trying to go after my girl, right? Or he's doing something low value, and he is taking advantage of your generosity, right? And he's now turned on you. And it doesn't even have to just be a guy. Obviously, it could be a woman too, right? You probably experience this with a lot of like your exes, where you gave them the world, right? You basically lived for them. You dedicated yourself to them. And she turned around and just pissed all over you and jumped in bed with another guy. Left you for some dude she barely knew, right? After you sat here and invested in her for years and years. I've heard that story a number of times, where guys just give themselves, and then the person just turns around and cheats on them, right? And leaves them so coldly. Right? And you're like thinking, what did I do? But it just comes from that, having that lack of gratitude, right? That just being ungrateful for the things you've done, just not appreciating you, not respecting you. And this is why I say this is the number one trait of people who are toxic. People who will run a smear campaign on you, people who will steal from you, people who will just like take advantage of you, even if you've like given them things, given them like food, shelter, money. And instead of them saying thank you, they just turn around and like, hey, I need more. Why do you loan me no more, you cheapskate? Oh, I see that car. Oh, you don't care. You only care about yourself. You're selfish, right? And they start just going off on you like that. And you're like, whoa, dude, what are you talking about? I did all of these things for you. Why are you coming at me like that? Oh, you're not helping me now. Doesn't matter now, right? You're like, hey, I gave you my last red dime, like, from my last paycheck a week ago. Give me a break. And they're like, well, that was yesterday. This is today. It's just like this very entitled attitude. And I've always said, you're either grateful or you're entitled, right? If you don't have gratitude, if you're not thankful when somebody helps you, then you're just entitled and you expect them to give more. It's like you have this entitlement attitude, which is just borderline narcissism, where you feel like the world just revolves around you, right? You've probably known people like this. Maybe you've been like this at one point. I was when I was younger. I think at some point in our youth, we're all kind of like that, right? At some point, and then we grow out of it to certain degrees, obviously, right? But I think back on times where, I was younger, and some people, one family member, some family members did me favors, and I was I was kind of just not grateful, and I should have been, and I regretted that, and I fixed it later, and later on, I made sure I took care of those people and said thank you and apologized for my past behaviors, right? Which is what you should do once you at least hopefully if you ever mature and grow out of that, and and you think back like, oh, this dude actually helped me, man. I should say thank you. I mean, there are people. Like even my own family, I was like, dude, I basically mentored you your entire life. I mean, I took you to dinners. I spent money on you that I didn't have. I tried to make your life as easy as possible, right? I took time out of my own life to dedicate to your life, right? And it's like, you've never taken me out once. You've never done anything for me except like turn around and talk smack behind my back, or, I mean, you've never even taken me to a McDonald's. Give me a break, and so it just, again, if you're not thankful, you're entitled, right? And this is why it's so prevalent with people who are toxic to be entitled and never express any gratitude for anything you do for them. So if you currently have somebody like this in your life where you are going out of your way to do favors for them, to try to help them, to try to get them back on their feet, or try to help them pay off some bill or some loan, or or just not even financially, but just mentor them in some way, and they're not expressing constant gratitude towards that. I mean, I don't mean like kissing your ass, but hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. Like a heartfelt thank you. Then cut the cord, man. Just cut the cord. I mean, if it's all you just putting your effort and energy into this person and there's just no reciprocation or an imbalance of reciprocation, because you can have these type of relationships where, say you're friends with somebody and they'll tell you a problem with like a girlfriend or something, like, oh my gosh, my girlfriend or my wife, she's doing this, and what do you think I should do? And you literally take the time to listen, to give this person a heartfelt response to try to help them, right? Yet when you're having issues with your wife and you're like, hey, my wife is doing this, and what do you think about it? And they're like, oh, yeah, man, just ignore her. Just ignore her. Anyway, dude, did you see that football game today? And then they start like running on to something else. Like, okay, all right, this person does not care to listen to me, even though I'm like sitting here and totally taking my time to listen to them, and they're just insane story. However, when it comes to finding like good people, right? Just good people to bring in your life, or just staying away from bad people, right? Just pay attention to that. Like, are they grateful, right? And it doesn't even have to be towards you. See how they treat other people, like other people who have helped them, right? If they had parents who, gave them a world, paid for their college, tried to send them to the best schools, worked 2 jobs for them, tried to give them a good education, good upbringing, and all they do is like, oh, my stupid parents, oh, they're conservatives, I hate them. Oh, I don't care. You paid for my school. You're supposed to give me the basic needs anyway. That's what parents do. And they start talking like that. No. Get away from those people, right? Just get away from them, because they're going to do the same to you, right? They're going to treat you the same way, right? They're going to have the same attitude towards you, because that's their attitude towards everybody. And this is why I say this is a very toxic trait. I mean, I can think of people who've done me, even people who like just open the door for me. Like, right, sometimes I'm like, when I have my dog, I'm like pushing him in the stroller, Cash, because, he doesn't walk anymore, so I got him this stroller. And sometimes I'm going through a door and I can't hit that handicap thing where it opens the doors, and say the person like sees us coming and they open the door for us. I make sure to say thank you, right? I'm like, oh, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I do the same, right? If I see somebody come in and they've got their hands full or something, I'll hold the door open for them too. And what saddens me is like probably only half the time will that person be like, oh, thanks. Oh yeah, cool, thanks, man. And the other half of the time they won't. It's just like, dude, really? I mean, to me, it's always like, you've just got terrible manners, right? I was just at Chipotle. Literally tonight. I went to Chipotle tonight to just get a soda, and I was gonna walk in there and I saw a mom coming out. She like was holding one kid, and then she had her other kid, and she was looking for a way to open the door. So you know what I did? I grabbed the door, I pulled it open, and she just looks at me just walks right by with her kid. Let's go. Didn't say thank you. Didn't say anything. And I just said under my breath, I'm like, nice manners. Right? And I know she heard me. Right? And I mean, that's happened too. It is mostly like modern women. I noticed that. I'm like, are they feminists or something? They just hate me because I'm male. But I will say something, when they walk through, if I feel like it. Other times I don't. But like tonight, I was like, nice manners. The last time it happened before that, like a chick just like walks through as it holds the door. And I was like, you're welcome. And she turns around, she's like, oh, thank you. I was like, it's like 5 hours later. Right? But it just tells me like, okay, this is the type of person that I'm talking about tonight, right? I mean, just little things like that you can pick up on right away. Yeah, sometimes we all forget, maybe we're busy. We walk through, we didn't realize somebody was holding the door open for us. I'm just using this as an excuse since we're talking about it. And then we just walk through and it's like, oh, my bad, But I always make a point if somebody does like any slight favor for me like that. I'm like, cool, thanks, or whatever, right? I don't just ignore them and pretend they're invisible, right? Because it just goes with that gratitude because they didn't have to do that, right? Like tonight with that mom, I didn't have to open her door. There was another door right there. I could have walked right through. But because I was raised properly and I have manners, right? I opened the door and I let her walk through. I wasn't in a hurry or anything like that. I was like, I let her walk through. She had a couple of kids. Probably a single mom, right? But then again, that explains too. That's why you're a single mom, right? That's why you're a single mom. And I'm sure that dude that she was with probably just took off on her for a reason. Just that ingratitude. But I can pick up on these things pretty swiftly, right? Just in these little situations in life. You can tell if somebody's just, entitled or actually grateful, right? Whether it's small or big, whether they're in your life or they're just complete strangers, you can tell. But as always, gentlemen, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, anything I'm going to miss, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Drop your comments below. And for you guys who want to support my work and everything I'm doing here and all this education and red pill enlightenment I'm teaching you, hardcore truths about life without filtering myself at the risk of being canceled, right? Because a lot of what I talk about is not politically correct, but it's true. It's based on reality. It's based on observational reality. Best way to support my work is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform away from YouTube, and I'm doing that to protect my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut us down one day. They won't be able to because we'll be on this private platform that I'm paying for, right? And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male Secrets content from me. So take advantage of it. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first 30 days. So take advantage of it, guys. It's the best way to support my work, and I would greatly appreciate it. So click the link below. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.